Today about how I came to the cross and what the cross means to me. I had a lot of anxiety about coming up here and sharing my life story, but I just kept telling myself, do it for God. And I want to dedicate my life story to the singles and all the young people who might think about going back into the world versus staying in the kingdom. I never had a problem with alcohol, drugs, or gambling. However, my problem is trying to find love in worldly relationships. I want to specifically talk about the last relationship I had before I became a disciple, and how this relationship completely broke me down and destroyed me from the inside out. And this is what ultimately led me to the cross. Before this relationship started, I was involved with a married woman who was separated from her husband, and my sister, who's a disciple, kept asking me to get out of that relationship, and I told her, okay, sis, if this relationship doesn't work out, I'll give God a try. And so, of course, it didn't work out, and I met someone new the very week after that. And so I told my sister, okay, if this relationship doesn't work out, I'll give God a try. Well, let's just say that God allowed me to go through the worst relationship I ever had in my life. I allowed myself to become so in love with this girl. I mean, I gave her every bit of my heart. For the first time in my dating life, my girlfriend's parents actually accepted me. My two previous relationships, their parents didn't accept me at all. Even though I dated one for 7 years, and the other one, she wouldn't even let her parents know about me because she was Japanese, and she said her parents are from old Japan, and they would never let her marry anyone outside of their race. So, because this girl, her parents accepted me, everything was going great. I just kept giving and giving more of my heart. And it was right before Christmas time. I was making a lot of plans with her. I bought a lot of gifts for her and her parents. And I was really looking forward to spending Christmas time with them. And all of a sudden, she started breaking her dates with me. And I was wondering what's going on because, we spoke like 2-3 times a day. We'd always be with each other. And I used to get my shoes shined by this guy out in Westwood. Older gentleman, he was retired, he said he was just doing this, to make extra money. And but I really liked him because he was very straightforward and honest. And so I said, Carl, let me run something by you. My girlfriend, all of a sudden she's breaking a lot of dates with me and I can't figure it out. What do you think? He said, well, follow her. I said, what? He said, yeah, follow her. I said, Carl, that's the kind of stuff that you see in the movies. I said, follow her. If she's telling you the truth, and she's going out with her girlfriends tonight like she said she is, then you can trust her. But if she doesn't, then you have a snake. I said, wow, interesting choice of words, man. So I said, all right, I'm going to give it a lot of consideration. So I go home, and I call my friend Marcus. I said, hey, Marcus, I need you to do me a big favor. He said, what? I said, listen, my girl, she keeps breaking dates with me, and she claims she's going out with her girlfriends tonight, so I want to use your car and follow her, because she'll recognize my car, of course. He goes, sure, let's do it. I honestly thought he wasn't going to say okay, but he did. So as soon as I hung up that phone, I had to use the bathroom. My stomach was in knots the whole day. Because I didn't want to believe that it was true. So he picks me up, we drive, and we're waiting for her outside of her job, and then she gets out and we follow her. Sure enough, we go straight to some guy's house. So Marcus says, what do you want to do? I said, well, I want to confront her. So we both get out of the car and I confront her. Come to find out, she tells me that he's her real boyfriend. You see, he was going to college up in Boston and he was home for Christmas vacation. I was crushed. I didn't even sleep that night. As a matter of fact, I had a hard time sleeping the whole next week. That Saturday, and I always look forward to Saturdays because, I do a lot of things. It's my day off. I didn't even get out of bed until 5 o'clock. I just kept waking up, going back to sleep, waking up, going back to sleep. I was a wreck. My heart was totally broken. And I had this really good job down in Irvine with the mortgage company. I was a loan officer there. And I was the top loan officer there in a matter of a few months. So I learned their system. The average loan officer would close about 5 to 7 loans. I was closing 26 loans a month. One processor could handle 3 loan officers. I had 2 processors just for myself, so they really thought very highly of me. But after this happened, I just became a shell of myself. I started taking 2-hour lunches every single day. And one day, because I didn't get any sleep the night before, I just fell asleep in my car during lunch. And when I woke up, I didn't even know where I was at. And when I came to, I said, oh my gosh, I'm in my car. I'm at work. Wow. I looked at my watch, and I was asleep for 2.5 hours. I was like, okay, just walk in and act like nothing was happening. So I walk in. Of course, I have a note on my computer from my manager that says, what's the matter? You don't like the job anymore? And I was just so ashamed. I was embarrassed. And I knew I was losing it. So remember, there's this guy there, and he has not 1 Bible, but he had 2 Bibles on his desk every day. So I'm going to start talking to him because I don't know where else to go. So, I told him my story, and we started going to breaks together, and he would read the Bible to me. And he said, one day he said, I want to pray Jesus into your heart. So he went to Calvary Chapel down there. I said, okay, and all right, sure, let's do it. So he held my hands and he prayed Jesus into my heart. And he asked me how did I feel. I said, well, I think I feel better. But let me tell you, it didn't stop me from still sleeping with him. So, it worked a little bit, but it didn't get me to Jesus. But all of a sudden, God started just throwing people at me. So I'm at the bowling alley, and some guy walks up to me and says, hey, I want to invite you to my church. I go to this awesome church. It's called the International Church of Christ. You got to come. The guy wouldn't leave me alone, so I just gave him my phone number. And the guy just kept calling me. I was like, hey, good guy. It's not gay, is he? I'm at the gym, working out, and I'm on the bench press machine. The guy who's working out with me, we're sharing it. He said, hey, I want to invite you to my church. I go to this awesome church named the International Church of Christ. I'm like, dude, we're at the gym. So just give me your number. I want you to come. It's awesome. I said, okay. Gave my number. He wouldn't stop calling me either. I'm at Ralph's, in line, paying for my groceries. The guy who's bagging my groceries says, hey, I want to invite you to my church. We go to this awesome church named the International Church of Christ. I'm like, do I got a sign on my back saying invite me to church? What's going on? I'm like, isn't this the same church that my sister goes to? So one day after work, and I worked in Irvine, and I lived in Santa Monica, so before I drove home, I decided I wanted to get something to eat. So I'm at Kookaroo, and I'm standing in line, and there's this really good-looking girl standing in front of me. So I started talking to her, and I asked her for her phone number. She says, I'll give you my phone number as long as you come to church with me. So, what's the name of your church? She said, International Church of Christ. We meet right down here. I'm like, okay, all right. Okay, God is really tugging on my heart here. And I said, Derek, why are you still in this relationship with this girl? When he comes back from vacation, she's with him. And then when he goes back, you're with her. I mean, you're sharing her. What are you doing? And I said, okay, that's it. I called my sister. I said, you know what? I'm ready. I'm ready for God. I want to see what God has for me. And she said, okay, I'll set you up with some studies and just follow my lead. I said, okay. And by the time I got to the 4th study, which was the light and darkness study, it cleaned out all the bitterness and the hate that I had in my heart, and there was a lot. And I called that girl and I said, you know what, Ingrid, I forgive you for everything you did to me. And forgive me for everything I did to you as well. And she said, Derek, that was like That's an anchor being lifted off of my shoulders. Because I know I did you wrong. I said, it's okay. I forgive you. And I finished the studies and I accepted Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. And when I came out of that water, when I got baptized and I came out of that water, I felt layers of sin falling off my body. It was a supernatural experience that nothing ever could replace it. So I just want to say thank you for hearing my story. Let's bow our heads and say a prayer for the bread and wine. Dear Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Thank you so much for saving all of us here in this building. Thank you for saving our lives, bringing us out of the world. We love you with all of our hearts. In Jesus' name, amen.